Hi there, welcome to the next video in our series about how we can help students reach their maximum potential by looking at Maslow's hierarchy of needs and his motivational model. And today we're going to talk about nutrition, which is down in that bottom physiological needs section. As we said, food and nutrition is a physiological need. It's down at the base of the pyramid, so it's vital for all our functioning. It's one of those, if we don't have enough, our body will crave it and it'll not be able to think about much else until it actually meets that need of filling our body with the right food and the nutrition that we need. And actually, if we fill our bodies with the wrong kind of food and nutrition, as we'll see later, it can have detrimental effects to how we can think and learn, as well as our physical health. So actually, a lack of good nutrition can lead to some of the following effects. So you can feel very lethargic, very tired and slow and not have a lot of energy. You have a short attention span, impaired cognitive function, so you're not able to think as clearly and remember things and learn things as well as you possibly could do. You might not be able to grow as tall as other people. You might be a bit hyperactive if you're eating the wrong type of nutrition. You could have mood swings from very giddy and high down to, as we said here, quite depressed. And of course, you'd have a lower immune system, so you're ill more often. So as you can see here, there's lots of things that not having that good diet and not filling our bodies with that good nutrition can affect us in really negative ways. So overall, you can imagine that can have quite a big impact on how a student can learn at school and function in school. So, of course, it can lead to things like lack of progress with the cognitive function being impaired and the concentration not quite being there. It can also lead to behaviour issues, as well as things like missing school due to illnesses more frequently. So, bad nutrition can be as dangerous as not eating to some degree. Okay, so bad nutrition is where we're filling our body with food that isn't giving us the required nutrients or is filled with the wrong type of nutrition. So this includes things like processed foods and drinks. So your beef burgers, your processed meats, your high sugar drinks, high fat foods again, your crisps, your chips, your cookies, high sugar foods with your cookies and your chocolate bars, your muffins, highly refined food. So that's like kind of your white breads, your white pastas, the white rice you can buy, and of course having too many carbohydrates can have a detrimental effect as well. So that's eating too much of something like bread, for example. So what nutrition does a student actually need? Well, actually you need a mixture of different nutrients and food groups. So they do need carbohydrates, which give that slow release of energy throughout the day. Do need protein to help build muscle and helps the body to grow and keeps you feeling full. Fruits and vegetables, which are packed full of nutrients and fibre, of course. A bit of dairy to build strong bones and teeth. Some fats, some healthy fats are needed for the body to work. And of course, we do need water, which is vital for the body and for thinking in general. What we're going to do over the next few slides, we're just going to break each one of those down to a bit more information and a bit of a top tip from me as to how you can, improve upon how that element and that nutrient is being used and developed into your diet. So carbohydrates are things like breads, potatoes, pastas and rice, all really high in carbohydrates, and they are important for the body. They are the slow release energy. Whenever you exercise, the first half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour of exercise is using your carbohydrate store. So it's important to have these carbohydrates in your body. However, if you have too much carbohydrate, if you eat too much of it, it can be stored in your body as fat. And too much can make you feel tired and sleepy, as well as other things such as raising your blood sugar levels, which can be quite dangerous, especially if you are diabetic. So some top tips from me about carbohydrates is try using kind of seeded breads and wholemeal pastas wherever possible because they have slightly lower carbohydrates in them. Brown rice is better than white rice, okay, because it's about how your body processes the carbohydrate there. And maybe switch potatoes for sweet potatoes because they have got a slightly lower carbohydrate count than actually the white potatoes that you can buy normally. So proteins, this is stuff that you get from things like fish, meat, eggs, pulses and beans and grains, nuts and seeds. and it helps with the growth and development of the body. It helps to maintain healthy cells. It also helps the body to make new ones. Um, because it breaks down into what we call amino acids, which different amino acids help the cells in different ways. It's also used to help make hormones and enzymes within the body. Um, just watch out there because red meat, although it's got a lot of protein in it, is also quite high in fat as well. So my top tips here are try using lean meats and fish such as turkey and salmon, and not cut out red meat completely, but limit the amount you have. So have maybe smaller portions of it. Add beans and pulses, for example, lentils there, to stews and casseroles to supplement having maybe a smaller amount of meat in there. Um, and try snacking on things like nuts and seeds and dry fruits. The nuts and seeds especially have your protein in there, which will help you feel a bit fuller, and that also is a bit healthier than eating your crisps and chocolate snacks. So we all know that fruits and vegetables are good for us. We've been told that we should be eating at least 5 portions of different portions of fruit and veg a day. And I've put a few on there just to give you a hint as to what they are. I'm not going to list every fruit and vegetable. We've got apples, bananas, and oranges. We've got berries, carrots, broccoli, and extra with all the vegetables. There's so many to choose from with so many different flavors and textures that you can use in lots of different ways. They contain lots of the essential vitamins needed for the body to be healthy. They also contain lots of fiber, which help you feel full and also help your body clean itself out. They can help boost the immune system. Um, just watch out because some fruits are really high in sugar. So things like strawberries and bananas and things can be quite high in sugar. So you might not want to eat an excessive amount of those. So top tips: use crudité like carrot sticks and celery sticks and um, things such as that as a healthy snack instead of crisps maybe for school. Maybe make some smoothies at home using berries and other fruit and veg. Um, it's a really good way of having a bit of a fruit and veg boost first thing in the morning. Avoid too much fruit juice. Um, with fruit juice, if you think about it, you've kind of squeezed all the juice from maybe 5, 6, 7 oranges to get a glass of fruit juice. So what you've got in that glass is all the kind of sugar and flavour from the oranges. What you don't have is all the fibre and stuff, which is contained within the actual orange that you eat. So you end up just getting the sugar from it and a bit of the vitamin C, but not all the other healthy stuff, and you end up drinking so much of it you have lots of sugar going in. So just watch out with the fruit juices and maybe limit how much of that you have. Have a slightly smaller glass maybe, and also the fact that if you've got someone who doesn't like eating the vegetables and stuff. Cook them into sauces and then blitz the sauce so that you can't tell they've got the vegetables in them because the sauce masks the flavour, but you've still got all the nutrients in there. So dairy, that's your milk, your cheese, your yogurt. It contains lots of calcium, which is vital for kind of bone growth and development. You just got to watch out; it can be high in fat. So my top tips here: try adding milk to kind of fruit smoothies, and with your milks and stuff, try using kind of like the semi-skimmed and the skimmed varieties rather than the full fat. Try overnight oats maybe for a healthy filling breakfast, and you can make that with milk or yogurt. You can get lots of recipes online for that. There's no cooking involved. You just put the oats in a jar with some yogurt and some fruit overnight, and you just eat it in the morning. Try using a small piece of cheese as a snack maybe. Okay, gives you your calcium, gives you a bit of protein as well. And for vegans, because I know vegans can't get the calcium from the milk, cheese, and yogurt, but there is lots of foods that contain calcium, such as your broccoli, your almonds, your butternut squash. And all you need to do is, if you look online, there's loads of different foods that do contain that calcium for you. Okay, now healthy fats. This is important. Your body does need fat. Okay, it does need fat within it. So I mean, healthy fats. You get these from like oily fish. So for example, salmon. You get them from avocados, nuts, olive or sunflower oil. Um, and these are your unsaturated fats. What they do is they give you a bit of energy. They help your body to insulate itself to maintain its core temperature so you don't get too hot and too cold. It also helps your body absorb some of the other nutrients that you get from the fruit and vegetables. It's important for your skin and hair as well. But you've got to watch out because too much and the wrong types can lead to high cholesterol and can, of course, lead to weight gain. Um, Top tips for this: avoid your kind of ready meals as they're generally really high in saturated fat, which is not really very good for you at all. Try to maybe add nuts as a snack rather than crisps because they are healthier. Um, Add avocados to things like salads or a bit of guacamole. Um, will of course increase that healthy fat level, and of course use olive oil or sunflower oil to cook with rather than some other types of oil like your coconut oils and things which um, are quite can be quite bad for you as well. Okay, so drinking water as well. I mean, they reckon that the average teenager needs to be drinking somewhere around about 8 glasses of water a day at least. Okay, and it's really important because drinking the water helps your body to prevent headaches, gives you healthier skin, better mood, more energy, better digestion, better a higher metabolism, which of course then leads to better weight loss if you wanted weight loss, or maintaining a healthier weight, and also having a healthy heart. And actually, what I find is a really good way to add that more water in is if you just drink a glass of water before each meal. And just have a bottle of water with you throughout the day so you make sure you're sipping away at it because it does make a really big difference not being dehydrated. Once you get to the point where you're feeling thirsty, you're probably already starting to feel that dehydration. You need to keep sipping the water so you don't actually feel thirsty throughout the day. Now, here's a really simple model and a really easy way to think about how you can make sure that you've got a bit of a healthy plate. So what they do is they split the plate roughly into 4 sections. So they say, right, what you're going to do is you're going to have about a quarter of your plate for a meal is for protein. Another quarter of the plate is for your carbohydrates. Okay. Then you've got a larger section, so nearly half the plate, the rest of the plate is then all for your vegetables and your fruit. And you can extend this kind of like to the whole day, really. So you're having lots of vegetables and fruit in the day. A little bit, a bit of carbohydrate and a bit of protein, but not too much. So your fruit and vegetables should outweigh both the other two bits to make it kind of healthy and balanced. So just to finish off, some overall big top tips to help with this nutrition thing. So one thing I found useful is try using side plates instead of dinner plates for portion control, because one of the things that they do say is that a lot of people overeat because they put too much on their plates and then they feel obliged to finish it. By using a small side plate, your plate still looks full with less food in it, and it tricks your brain into thinking, oh, actually, I am having a good meal here, and I'm having enough food. For snacks, try things like fruit, nuts, crudité instead of crisps and chocolate because they help fill you up for longer, and they are as tasty. And of course, they have all those nutrients in there without any of the fats. Keep hydrated, so keep drinking that water because you're actually drinking the water as well. Sometimes your body will misinterpret thirst as hunger. So if you're hydrated, you're less likely to overeat. Eating small and often. So ensure that students are set up for the day with kind of a healthy breakfast before they come in. So what we find is that if a student comes in school without having breakfast, it's already putting them on that kind of set of all these negatives could happen before they finally get some food. They're always looking for or waiting for break time to get their snack in. And if they have that food beforehand, that's one thing which alleviates some of that issue. Make sure that they've got snacks, healthy snacks, to accompany things like lunch and dinner, and that they're almost grazing throughout the day, little and often. Try a small snack of nuts and dried fruit as a post-school pick-me-up. Okay, so that's got lots of the good nutrients in there, lots of the protein, which actually helps give you a little bit of a burst of energy and just re-wakes you up and revitalizes you, rather than what I used to do, which is have a packet of crisps or a chocolate biscuit. There's a much healthier way of doing it and actually much better at giving you a pick me up. But also just bear in mind that, you know, have a little of what you like. It's all about moderation. Go out and enjoy yourselves and have your pizza and your burgers and everything else. But just don't do it all the time. Do it in moderation. And what you'll find is probably over the long run save a bit of money. It'll also you'll feel a lot healthier and a lot better within yourself and moods and everything else like we've talked about before. But also, when you do go and treat yourself, it will taste better and it will be a bit more special than if you're having it every day. Okay, I hope you found this video really informative and useful. And don't forget to tune in for the next one. Bye, everyone.